could be wrong. I don't. Oh my god. The thing where like walk out of the town, walk into the town. Check out this new spell. Takes a whopping 15 to MP system. A mage with the triple digit damage already. 50-50. Vera. Level. Levels are coming pretty fast, especially with our magical fast forward button. Monk is doing some good damage now. Go ahead and save. It's been a little bit. We were level 6 last time we saved. Now we're level 11. Just to check, to be sure. Do not have level 4 spells at level 11. Didn't think I would, but you know. Try. One thing, when we play the next game in the series, Final Fantasy II, I'm going to be playing the PSP version of that one as well. By that time, I'll have the adapter that I need to stream my PSTV. So I'm not going to be playing that one on the emulator. It'll be on PSTV, which is basically like a console version of the Vita. So it'll still be the PSP version of the game, but I won't have the nifty fast forward button. Which, you know, fine. I prefer not to use an emulator if I don't have to. I am going to be playing with the PSP version though, so we'll have a significantly improved leveling system over the original. I don't know if any of you have ever played Final Fantasy II in its original form, but it can be a real chore to power up your guys. The leveling system in Final Fantasy II is basically you don't have levels. Everything you can do has a level. So like your fire magic has your kill magic has your magic in general has a level. Your attacking has a level. Like the different weapon types that you. Your HP and your MP go up. So like, and the way it works is if you take damage, if you take a lot of damage, then you will get more HP. If you use a lot of MP up casting spells, you'll get more MP. If you cast a spell a lot, you'll get better at that spell. If you attack a lot, you'll get better at attacking that type of weapon. So, I mean, which in theory sounds great, but the way it was programmed in the original, man, like, like you had to take a lot of damage to like level up your HP. So like oftentimes if you tried to just level naturally, just play the game and hope that the system would work, you would end up getting the HP bump after you kind of already needed the HP bump. If that makes sense. It's like, okay, well I'm at like no HP left, but hey, my max went up by 10, that's cool. Like, what I'm gonna do about that now, but this is but in the PSP version they've adjusted the way that all that works. And you can kind of not even grind in the PSP version. Play it, kind of works out. I feel like the PSP version works kind of more how they intended it. And you can grind and it'll work. In the original version, if you wanted to grind, the best way to grind was actually to fight until there was only one enemy left. And then just kind of ignore that enemy and attack your own party members. Because that would both work on your attack ability, because you're attacking. It would work on your HP and defense, because they were getting hit. So you would, like, constantly, like, be wanting to, like, beat your party members to within an inch of their life and heal them. And then, like, once you've done enough in the fight, start over, rinse and repeat. Get your HP and your attack and stuff up. Which is the weirdest thing, like, to have, like, the best way to level up be to literally, like, put a monster in a corner, ignore him, and then have the party train themselves by beating on each other. But, that was probably the fastest way to do it. It's extremely tedious, yeah. Well, like I say, if you play the PSP version, it's not that bad. And you don't have to do that. Really? Cool, Echo. What was the video? Was it like a Let's Play, or was it literally about the leveling system of Final Fantasy? Okay, like, geez, how long ago was it now? Like, almost 10 years ago on the stream, I did the Final Fantasy challenge. I guess it was like 9 years ago. It was like 2011, I think. Back when I first started my stream, I was doing a Final Fantasy challenge where I was going to try and beat all the mainline numbered. And I remember when we did Final Fantasy 2, I originally tried to do the original. I very quickly, a couple hours into it, said, you know what, guys, we're going to play the updated version of this one, because well, I could do this, and I would enjoy it to a certain extent, because I'm just that kind of person, and I like these kind of RPGs. I don't think it's going to be enjoyable for anyone to watch. So we're going to switch gears and play the PSP version. This time around, we're just going to start with the PSP. Oh, how OP can you get before the second quest? There's a channel I know that does a lot of those. It might be the one that you're watching right now. He does a lot of, like, you know, how strong can you get before this very early part of the game, you know. I think for Final Fantasy VII they did how strong can you get before Cosmo Canyon, I think. Is that the same channel? YouTube's been trying to get me to watch that all week. I haven't watched it yet. I just got done beating Final Fantasy VII Remake a week or two ago. Was it a week ago? I don't remember. But kind of Final Fantasy VII'd out right now. It's weird for me. Last long. I've actually been working on beating Final Fantasy VII on my PlayStation. Like last month. I didn't beat it yet, but I was working on trying to platinum it on the PlayStation. So I was trying to get all the random little, you know, trophies that they came up with when they moved it to the PlayStation. And for Final Fantasy VII, I've already gotten all of the missable trophies. So at this point, it's just kind of like the long grind to the end. The missable ones were like going on a date with Barrett is a trophy. So, you know, you have to say all the right things to the girls throughout the first disc of the game, so that when you get to Gold Saucer, instead of going on a date with Tifa or Yuffie or Aerith, you end up on a date with Barrett. That was one of them. One of them is getting Cloud to be picked by Don Corneo, so you gotta, you know, get the perfect dress with perfume, the underwear and the wig and everything. That one's pretty easy. I pretty much do that every time. It's just all the quests. Which, side note on that, I love the fact that, okay, in Final Fantasy VII Remake, those quests are not exactly the same. Like, you don't actually get the wig, you don't actually get the perfume, right? But they still have the quests in the game. Like, you still kind of go through the same stuff, even though they changed the story a little bit. I thought that was really cool. Like, you still go to the inn at night and get the drink out of the vending machine. You still do the squatting mini game, even though you're not getting a wig from the wrestlers. Right? You still go to the Honeybee Inn, although you don't get mobbed by a bunch of guys like you do in the original. Still no level 4. We're guessing level 15 probably the magic number right now, I think, and we'll certainly be high enough level by then. So at 15, we're either going to get haste or we're just going to give up and move. We're not going to go after that. Okay, so Echo's saying that is the same person. So the Cosmo Canyon dude, I've got to check out his videos. Like, YouTube has been really pushing them on me recently. Like, they're like, you're gonna love this guy, and I haven't given it a chance yet, and I feel like I should. And man, I want to know that guy's secret to have YouTube pimping him out like that to everybody. Every now and then YouTube decides this one. This guy's the one that everyone needs to know about. And you get like this like random recommendation from like a video that was out 7 years ago, and it's like, why is this being recommended to me now? Yes, I like it, but how did you know? And why did this come up? And it's like YouTube algorithm giveth an algorithm. Just caved in. Yes, I'm saying YouTube is pushing that guy right now. I would say that guy made some kind of crazy deal with YouTube to get pushed so hard, but I know that's probably not true. I mean, I think that the YouTube algorithm is just a cruel and fickle mistress that sometimes miss you, and being really nice to that guy right now. Alright, so we got a couple Final Fantasy guys in the chat here. So, what's your favorite Final Fantasy? It's a really hard question to answer. Some people. Some people are like, you know, 7. Some people say 8. I don't understand the people that say 8. Some people 8's their favorite. And if 8's your favorite, that's cool. It can be your favorite. Power to you. I'm not going to be up against what you like. And it's not that I don't like 8. I could never see it being. I feel like 8 is a Final Fantasy that would be really prime for a remake like 7's getting right. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with 8. I think that the mechanics, the gameplay, and like the flow, the pacing of the game could use a lot of work, and I feel like the remake treatment that they're giving Final Fantasy VII would fix every issue that I have with it, and I love it. But I don't think 8 should be the next one to get the remake. I think 6 and 9 both would be amazing to see remade like 7's getting. Could you imagine a Final Fantasy VI in the style of Final Fantasy VII Remake? How amazing would that be? You have Magitech armor. Get to play as Terra and Locke and Sabin. You'd get to, I mean, they would have to put it in, right? You'd get to suplex the train at some point, right? In full 3D. They couldn't ignore that. It would have to be in. If they released a trailer that said Final Fantasy VI Remake, and the only thing in the trailer was Saban suplexing the train, they'd sell 1 million copies off that trailer. That was the only thing they're like, we're not even promising that the rest of the game will be there, but you can suplex this train. 1 million copies sold. I mean, let's be honest, if they put up the words Final Fantasy VI Remake and that was the entire trailer, they would sell copies right away. I like the idea that when they made these games back in the day, when they made the old JRPG, the idea was that they were making them on like old 8-bit consoles, and they couldn't really portray what they wanted to be portraying on those old consoles, so they have this turn-based battle system like we have here, where you tell your character to do something, you get a little animation, and the computer approximates the damage you would have done, and he does his move back and all that, and that we didn't have an action-based system because of the limitations of the time, and so now when they're remaking things like Final Fantasy VII Remake, they give us this more Kingdom Hearts. That's really not fair to Final Fantasy VII Remake because it's better than Kingdom Hearts. But like that kind of style of like action / pause and give orders combat system, which is like this new action-oriented take on it, which I love, but I feel like that's not right to say that the only reason they made the turn-based games is because of limitations. I think that's true to a certain extent, but also I feel like JRPGs and these turn-based battle systems have a place in the world even when we do have all these newfangled computers and we can spend the millions of dollars to make everything real time and all that we could still make really good turn-based games, and those are never gonna die. Like, I saw an article come out that was like, Final Fantasy VII Remake proves that turn-based RPGs are dead, and I'm sorry. Like, turn-based isn't going away. I mean, look at XCOM, look at Persona 5, right? Like, the game was beautiful. And I wouldn't want it to be an action game. You know? I think action RPGs have their place, and I think they're amazing. I'm loving Trails of Mana, but I'm never gonna want to stop playing my turn-based game. I want them both. That's what I'm saying. I'd love for them to make like a Final Fantasy VI Remake in the whole same kind of vein of Final Fantasy VII Remake, where it's an action-based game. And more than that, I'd love for them to remake Final Fantasy VI and just make it like a turn-based game, but with the production quality of like Persona 5. You know, like give it the gold star treatment, but don't change the kind of game it is. And I would love that too. I've been talking and I'm not using my little fast forward button. I get to talking, I forget what I'm doing. Check and see if I need to heal. I'm really not paying that much attention. Anyways, long story short, I'm really going to be looking forward to all these Final Fantasy Fridays. I think I love this series, and it's going to take me a year or two to get through all of these, playing them on Fridays. But it's going to be a fun year or two, right? And if you guys want to come by the channel, I know some of you do. If you want to come by the channel on non-Fridays, currently on Mondays and Wednesdays, we're playing through the Shin Megami Tensei series. Specifically right now, the Persona games. Doing Persona 3 Portable. The next step's going to be Persona 4 Golden, Persona 5 Royal. We're going to do the original Personas, Persona 1 and Persona 2 Innocent Sin and Eternal. And then I'm going to start going through all the other Shin Megamis. So Monday and Wednesday are Shin Megami. Tuesday and Thursday, I'm not sure. Like, right now I've been playing Trials of Mana. I don't seem to get much interest in people actually watching me play Trials of Mana. I mean, I like the game, but if no one wants to watch it, I'm considering changing Tuesday and Thursday to some other game. I don't know what yet. I'm open to suggestions. Thinking that one through. Welcome back, Godly Snack. The leveling sort of slowing down here. I think we're gonna have to just call it and say, you know what, we'll pick up those spells later. And that's where we're at right now. We're gonna go buy some antidotes, we're gonna buy some potions, we're gonna stop at the inn, and we're gonna go head over to the Marsh Cave. Pick up that crown for Astos. Because we've got to defeat him, get Matoya's eye, so that we can magic potions, so that we can save the Elf Prince, so that we can move on from this first part of the game and start worrying about the fourth. Level. Not level 4. Probably gonna be 15. Bravely series. Bravely series is not on my Final Fantasy list, no. You're talking Bravely Default, Bravely Second, Bravely Default 2, those are the games you mean, right? I don't consider those Final Fantasy games. I mean, they are made by Square, and they do have the same kind of class system that you see in Final Fantasy, but they're not actually Final Fantasy games. They're not even Final Fantasy spin-offs. They just have a lot in common. I like them. I could play them on stream at some point, but I don't consider. That's how you know someone who's played the original Final Fantasy 1. You just buy 99 potions because that's just what you do. Buying these level 4 spells is much. So let's grab another heal spell for our red mage. Then let's head up. Give her heal. Give him Cura as well. Not really talking to anybody in town. I already know what I'm supposed to do. Haven't watched any of my streams in a good while. What about Dragon Quest? Okay, so earlier this year, I was trying to play through all the Dragon Quest games. You know what? They got derailed. We could bring Dragon Quest back. I could absolutely do that. That's not a bad idea. Would you guys want to watch Dragon Quest? I have all of the Dragon Quest. I even have a lot of the spin-offs. I do not have all of the spin-offs for Dragon Quest. But I have a fair number of them. I even got Dragon Quest Builders and Dragon Quest Warriors and Dragon Quest Monsters Joker. I've got all the numbered Dragon Quests, I think. Let me think about that for a second. Got 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 9 is the DS one that had like the multiplayer, right? I've got that. I've got the newest one. 11, right? Yeah, we could play through the Dragon Quest game. Played 1 and 3 on the NES. And Heroes, yeah. They're really fun. I would love to play those. That's a good possibility. Let me see. Hey Desiree, what do you think about replacing Trials of Mana with Dragon Quest choosing? He doesn't care. You gave me this like, oh, sure. Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. We can totally do that. So that'll be Monday and Wednesday in Megami Tensei. Tuesday, Thursday, Dragon Quest. And Final Fantasy Fridays. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. Let's do it. Man, those red ones don't die to one Fira. That makes me very sad. Cat, you need to work on your magic stats. And we'll do the same thing that we're doing with Final Fantasy. We'll play them in order. We'll get through them a lot faster because we're doing them 2 nights a week. One. And generally, I feel like... I don't know if that's fair. I was gonna say Dragon Quest tend to be shorter games, but that's not true for some of them. We did Final Fantasy... We did Dragon Quest 7 on the stream this year. I don't remember exactly when. When was I doing Dragon Quest? You remember? When was I playing Dragon Quest 7? You remember? I don't remember what month it was. But we went all the way through 7. I mean, all the way through. We did practically everything you can do in that game. That's a long game. So some of them are long, but they're more straightforward, I guess. That's the way to put it. The Dragon Quest games are very traditional. They haven't changed much over the years. Whereas Final Fantasy VII, they try and remake themselves every time they change the number on the game. Dragon Quest, it's they stick to the same formula they had from very early on. So yeah, I think we'll fly through them a little bit faster than we will the Final Fantasy games, even if we weren't doing it 2 days instead of 1. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. We'll start that this week. No. Thursday. I'll have to change all my stuff on my champ. I like that idea. Trials of Mana wasn't really working out. It's fun for me, but I guess maybe it's not fun to watch. Or maybe just no one really cares about the Mana games that much. I feel like Trials of Mana didn't get the interest it deserves. I think it's a much better game. Most people don't know Trials of Mana. They don't realize it's Second Densetsu 3, or they don't even know what Second Densetsu 3 is, you know? Save the game and head on into the Marsh Cave. We've got to come in here. Retrieve the MacGuffin.